Welcome to Felix Club GNI. Let us go through the second problem statement. There are n chairs in a row in a bus stop. Due to COVID, it is mandatory that no two people sit together. Take it as 1 if a person had already occupied a chair, or else take it as 0. Take input as number of chairs, which is n, and take the seating arrangement as zeros and ones. We have to print maximum number of people being seated without violating the COVID rule. Here, the input format is first line denotes the number of chairs and the second line will denote the arrangement. And the output format is we have to print the maximum number of people occupying the empty chairs. So let us consider this example 0, 0, 1, 0, and 100. That is, only the people are seated in these two places and remaining everything is empty. So the first condition to fill the chair is that particular chair must be empty. So the logic here would be S of I is equal to 0. This is the first condition. And then if you consider this particular 0, you already have a 1 beside him. So it means that there is already a person sitting behind that particular chair. So you can't violate the COVID rule. So that is the reason this case is not possible. And then if you check the second 0, uh, check on the either side of his chair. On the left and the right side, you have only 0. So it is possible to place him in this chair. So there is one condition where he can be placed. And then also in the third 0, you can't place him because there is already a person seated on the right side. So after these three zeros, let us consider the first two zeros. In the first 0, you can place him because on the right side, you don't have any person, and on the left side, as it is the first person, you don't need to check the left side condition. So here the condition would be I is equal to 0, and you have to check the next person also. So S of I plus 1 is equal to 0. This is the second condition. And then let us see the last and final condition over here in the last of the sequence. We have two zeros even here. If you consider the first 0 over here, you already have a 1 beside him. So it is not possible. On the second 0, to the left of it, you don't have any person sitting over there. And also, as it is the last number in the sequence, you don't have to check the right side condition. So the condition would be I is equal to n minus 1 because it is the last number in the sequence. And S of I minus 1 also should be 0 because to the left of it, it should have 0. That is, the chair should be empty. So let us go to the program. Here, first just take the number of number of chairs as input. Okay, next take a variable c which you'll assign it 0 first, so that you can increment the value afterwards. And then s is nothing but we're creating a list. You can also call it as an array. Okay, in this list you're going to give the availability of chairs. Okay, next the condition is here. If S of I is equal to 0, that is, you're checking if the chair is empty or not. And then I is equal to 0, that is, if it is the first chair, then no need to check the left side condition. And there are two conditions, as I already said you before. You have to check the left side and also the right side chair availability. So these are the conditions. S of I minus 1 is equal to 0, that is the left side, and S of I plus 1 is equal to 0, that is on the right side chair. So these conditions, if these conditions are true, then you have to place the person in the list. So that is this statement, S of I is equal to 1. So as you're writing 1 over here, you're telling that a person is being seated in the particular chair. So this is one of the case. So you'll increment the count value, and you have to print the total number of chairs, total number of possible ways where the persons are being seated without violating the COVID rule.